Thank you. Thank you, and good morning, everyone. Good morning. Or good day, whatever's going on for you. So I don't know how often you have been asked to peel back a label, a word, and look and see what is actually inside it in terms of your own experience, as we just did. You were asked to just feel how it felt to know, which you all do know, that there's some kind of contact between the bottom of your body and whatever you're sitting on. It's kind of undeniable, is it not? It's not like some fancy intellectual thing. Yes. If I go like this, I feel it differently. If I raise myself up, I feel it differently, right? There's something going on there. And it sometimes may feel harder, and sometimes I may be more or less aware of it, but it's always there. And there's a certain kind of ta-ta-ta-ness. It's, oh, that's what it's like to sit on something. I didn't know that. So I want to continue this theme a bit because it's actually very, very important. We are always, I was thinking when I took my mask off that that's kind of what we're trying to do with this practice, is peel off the mask of the label. Table, cup. Everybody knows what I mean, right? Oh, this is a nice cup, right? But I miss so much. Cup. This particular cup, I rather like. It's got I don't know if it's a dolphin or an alligator, but it's got some kind of animal.
It's a whale.
It's a whale. So you see, labels. What I could tell is a big kind of animal with fins and a tail. Okay, Harvey says it's a whale. Okay, it's a whale, but that already narrows it. It's kind of more fun, or there's a certain kind of fun in just enjoying the design, like the pointillist or the, it's just, I don't know what it is exactly. And maybe I don't have to know for a moment. I'm not going to feed it. I don't know how to have to know how to take care of it. Just, okay. So traditionally, and we don't usually do this on Sundays, but still, I would like you to know that traditionally, when we start a meditation session, we begin by, actually we pay attention, as you will see, to our sense of contact with the seat. Now, why is that? Why is that so important? Because sensory experience, that feeling of contact that you have right now, right? You have right now, is in the present moment. Wow. It's like a pipeline, a wormhole to the present moment. How often are we in the present moment, if we're honest? How often were you in the present moment during this brilliant discourse? Right? The mind goes here, the mind goes there. I think of what I did this morning, what might happen tonight, the nasty thing somebody said earlier, right? Everybody's mind is like that. I'm not. So then we're not in the present. So being in touch with the body, with the breath, with the sensation of this moment, at least for one moment, I'm here, I'm alive now. This is very wonderful because, as Thich Nhat Hanh famously says, as all the Buddhist traditions say, this moment is actually all we ever have. Everything else is mental, making up stuff. The past, the person you were last night when you went to sleep. Where is that? Gone. There's no there, which is hard to believe. I feel like if I go back to my bed but I'm not there, I'm here. And if I went back, it wouldn't be last night, it would be now. This is what we have. So part of what our practice is oriented toward, and I think for many of us, we often feel, I'd like to feel more alive. Sometimes that comes forth as I'd like more excitement in my life because things are kind of boring, and I see that I'm just kind of, this and that, just kind of not thusness, but so whatness. So what, another day, it's raining, it's hot, it's humid. That's different from actually feeling what it feels like in this moment. Ken MacLeod wrote a great book called Wake Up to Your Life to make this very point. If we float along in this kind of dullness, and who doesn't, after a while it's a little sad. We actually are much more separate from other people, from ourselves, our own potential, than we need to be. For Buddha, when he got to the thusness, that's like putting your hand in fresh water. You feel it rushing by. You feel it's cold. It's not, you know that it's changing. This is something alive. So, in meditation, we do start by paying attention just to what Namgyal Harvey pointed out to you earlier. And we will do that as part of our meditation. In every part of our meditation, we seek to be present to what is going on right now. And this is a lot easier than it sounds, because what goes on is, am I doing this right? Why am I doing this? I should have stayed home. Somebody else looks like they're sitting really well, and they probably are doing much better than me. I must be doing it all wrong. Right? This is the kind, very familiar. Has anybody not had this experience? It's just stories. You have no idea what the person next to you is experiencing. It's just stories. We get lost in stories. So, the stories generally have to do how we feel about things. I don't like it. When that gets ramped up, we call it hatred. Although hatred really is specifically about wanting to harm someone who you think of as an enemy or bad. So maybe we don't get to that, but kind of long shadow of that is just, I don't like this very much. And when we don't like this very much, we kind of recede. Oh, this isn't that interesting. Lunch isn't that good. Just go back into our stream of potpourri of whatever it is that goes on in our minds when we're not focused on something. Right? Sound familiar? Just so. Or we get lost in what we like. Buddhists call it desire or attachment. It doesn't have to be overwhelming, much less sexual desire, but it kind of runs our lives. How do you decide what you want to eat? Pizza. Pizza. I want it. We're sitting around a table and there's something good there and, it hasn't kind of started yet, but you just want to go for it. You know that feeling? And it's, or maybe you don't. And then there's just kind of dullness you don't like or dislike. And a lot of the time. Not something to be proud of, but it is how we are. Okay. So if you follow this description, maybe you're on board with the possibility that we run our lives. We don't actually run our lives. We get run by, I'll give them their strong names, desire, hatred, ignorance, or just some kind of, we're very much addicted to something or other, usually. The little cell phone is a big culprit. Something that we just have to do or we have to say, even though it's not nice. We have habits. Habits are not being freshly aware of what's going on. Habits are, this is what I do. And in some ways, as we've heard, it's helpful. You get up, probably you brush your teeth in the morning. It's not like some big decision, right? Oh, now I'm going to brush my teeth because cavities can come. And yeah, you just do it, right? That's nice. It's easy. to begin to notice how liking, not liking, and being neutral really pull us along without our making choices necessarily. All of a sudden, you've gone through a whole bag of potato chips. It's really good. So, to recognize that this is the case and to free ourselves a little, because it's really a kind of straitjacket to be run by these feelings that we don't control and we don't even know they're there. Just in a bad mood. I got up on the wrong side of bed today. Who knows what that means? So stay out of my way. I'm not a morning person. Don't look at me. Okay, so what we do, we recognize just in a very simple way how, let's say, dislike. You could use the word hatred. It's a traditional word, but it might feel like too much to take on. Feels in your body. What is it like? Think, it doesn't have to be your worst nightmare, but some food. When I was little, my mother, now I realize, overcooked asparagus. It was disgusting to me, really disgusting. And I didn't want to eat it. I can remember, I'm sure everybody has something you can bring to mind that so then you know what that feels like. Whatever it feels like to you is what it feels like. It's a little harder to catch than the very, sense of being seated on your cushion or a seat. But everybody knows what not liking something or someone feels like, don't you? Okay, then you're on your way. So then you inhale. First you touch in. What does that thing feel like? I don't know why this asparagus came to mind this morning. It's been decades, but something. And then you inhale. And particularly you feel like you're inhaling, in this case, through your left nostril. And then when your breath is complete, you're going to close off your left nostril. So you just breathe, nothing particular. You know how to breathe. When you get to the bottom of the breath, just with your finger, close your left nostril. And then that dislike that you sense, you send it out into the space with 3 short breaths, more forceful, less forceful, and then very quiet. And you feel like you're getting rid of it. It's going out into space and it's dissolving. You're done. And now, desire, wanting, just can't sit still until you've said what you have to say, or eaten what you want to eat, or smoked what you maybe shouldn't smoke, whatever it is. That wanting. Okay, it's going to go out the other side, same pattern. So you breathe in. You're breathing in radiant, healing light, by the way, along with your breath. And you got that feeling of wanting that pizza, that ice cream, whatever it is. You know what that feels like? You're going to send it out with your breath, and you're going to let it dissolve into space. 3 breaths. And you're free of it. You pretend, you imagine you're free of it. Okay, then last time, now dullness, ignorance, a little harder to get. Sometimes you're walking along or you're driving and you almost don't see the light. Or you don't see that somebody, because you're not paying attention. Okay. So you just breathe in. This is going to be both in both nostrils. And then same 3 breaths, you're going to exhale what you experience. Don't worry whether it's right or not. What you know to be dullness. And then you're kind of just sitting and spacing out. However you experience, whatever you understand, dullness, ignorance. That's what you're going to breathe out. And now you're a little freer of those things. and a little more in the present. And you can do this anytime. It's known as the 9 breathings, the Lungro Gu. Literally in Tibetan, it's the way they say it is the corpse breath, right? The word ro, because after you've inhaled, the breath is no longer alive in this view. It's a corpse. You want to get rid of your corpse breath. So you're sending out language, right? We don't use that term in English. I don't know if Spanish does or not. That's a Tibetan thing. Anyway, the 9, we just call it the 9 breathings. So this is for you to do anytime you like, and over time you learn. It's a kind of learning over time that, you don't have to keep it all inside you. Whatever it is, you can exhale it. It will dissolve. That's really the important teaching of this. Okay. So having done that, once again, let yourself be aware of the sensation of contact. Contact feeling solid. Support for you. It's actually, the body translates that feeling of support into perhaps an emotional sense of support. You're being held, are you not? You could say words like gravity or earth, but the feeling is that something is supporting you. It's kind of a good feeling, usually. Now, one of the things that happens when we allow ourselves to be supported, you're not doing anything to help the earth support you. You're allowing that support to come into you and perhaps allow you to feel that, yes, I feel like, my upper body being kind of rising up, maybe like a fresh flower stem coming out of the ground, not stiff, but got all the support. So your body is rising forth from your hip area. That kind of feels good too. And your shoulders are relaxed. That's nice. Sometimes we find that, hey, you know what? They're not relaxed. They're kind of like this, tense. Okay. So as soon as you notice that, that's like caring. When your attention goes to some tension in your body, sometimes it just naturally will relax. Can't make yourself relax, but you notice. And anyway, what's happening is you're just naturally settling down. Your mind is getting actually a little clearer if you let it. The mind likes to have something to pay attention to. So instead of our usual internal, storytelling, let your attention be with your breath. Everybody has breath. It's a blessing. And feel it. First of all, pay attention to when you inhale. Where do you start to feel it? There's no wrong answer. This is for you to notice your experience. It might be in your nose. And you can feel the breath, can you not? It's subtle, but the breath moves down your body, thank goodness. And if your belly is relaxed, your belly might puff out a little bit from the energy of your breath, and you can feel that. And then at just the right moment for you, you exhale. And you start again. For the next 2 minutes, I invite you, I suggest that you pay attention to your incoming breath from beginning to end. As much as you can feel, you feel, that's all. If your mind wanders to something else, as it definitely does sometimes, often, you just come back, no big deal. Stay with the sensation of your incoming breath. And then you let it go and you relax and you start again. So we'll do this for 2 minutes. If you find that you're starting to worry about something, let it go. Let it go into space. It will dissolve. Just come back to your breath. All right then. And now, if you like, for 1 more minute, pay attention, especially, you still pay attention to the in-breath, pay attention to the experience of exhaling. It's a very particular kind of relaxation, actually. Gently bringing your attention to your breath. It's like saying hello to yourself. We'll continue just a little bit longer. In the beginning, especially, it's good to do this for short periods of time. You can set your timer for 1, 2, 3 minutes so you don't go dull. Also, it can be good to alternate objects, sound. We can also develop calm and being in the present moment by attending to sound. In this case, we use the sound hung, hung. Can you say it? Hung, hung. Very good. Say it again. Hung, hung. Okay, and we're going to chant this sound. It's a sacred syllable from the Sanskritic and therefore the Tibetan Buddhist traditions. It's really the mind of the Tathagata, the thus gone one, the one who knows. So we're inhabiting that mind just by saying this sound. And we'll sing it at your own pace, going as slowly as you like, 2 hungs on the out breath, and just feel that your mind is united with the sound. It's just right there in the sound. Sound, breath, and mind feel they're unified. That's all. There's no big, that's it. That's the practice. And then we'll go back to a little bit of silent sitting again, okay? And we'll show you what it sounds like, and then you join in again at your own pace. If you guys want to unmute, you know, it's nice to hear more hungs. Okay? Now, don't be shy. Back to your breath, your inhalation, feel it, every part of it. Yeah, when you're ready, come back. If you've been somewhere else, come back. How are you? You're happy? Did I hear that? What? Lovely. You're lovely. So does that mean you feel a little different than when we started? A little? Maybe? No? Yes? Some people seeming to say yes. That's interesting, right? It is interesting to notice. Sometimes you might, even after a few minutes. Have any questions? How to do this? We offer this so you can put it in your pocket, take it home, do it whenever you want, no charge. So if you have questions, no? Comments? It's nice to see you smiling. It's also nice to know what you're thinking. Yeah, it's nice to see you smiling. Okay, so we did 3 things. We did the 9 breathings. 3, hatred, desire, dullness. That's easy, right? You remember that? 9 breathing. And then we paid attention to our breathing, especially to start with the inhalation, because that's a little more palpable. You know, did anybody not feel your breath coming in in some degree? Yeah, that's good. So again, do this at home. If you're new to it, sometimes we do 3 1-minute sessions. You set your timer, or 3 2-minute sessions, something like that. Sometimes people think if you don't sit for an hour, it's pointless. That's not true, actually, especially with this kind of practice. We're practicing being fresh. And so if you say, oh, I'm going to sit here for whatever, it's better. Less is more, actually. Get to know this feeling of being fresh. So we did that. And then we did the home practice. Sign, because singing is different. Singing, there's something about vocalizing. Every culture likes to sing, and now we know it does different things to your brain. People who stutter don't stutter when they sing. There's something about being in the flow of your own song. So that can also help just kind of smooth you out. So I recommend that. Home, home. Don't be shy to sing it loud. So it's all clear. Good. Okay. Thank you. Okay, so let's do one more 2-minute sit, and then we'll do blessing for the people whose names you've written here. Yeah, exactly. You know what to do. Feeling your cushion, that brings you into the present moment. Turning your attention to the inflow of your breathing. while you're still in this space. It's traditional that we practice with the sense, even if it's just for a few minutes, that we are creating some kind of positivity that will benefit ourselves and will benefit the people around us, will actually benefit the whole universe. That's our actual aspiration. If you keep coming back, you'll hear more about this. So, in your own way, if you would like to make that aspiration, we have a blessing that we sing. Are you going to show it, Emily? And then we read the names, feeling particularly these are people that we want to specifically dedicate to today. And then at the close, we'll sound ah and include everyone. And if you've forgotten to write someone down, you can do it mentally. Okay. By this good may I swiftly once become a great guru, lead all beings, everyone, to reach to that very ground. That means we're aspiring to the awakening of all beings. The ta-ta-ta that the Buddha had. With all of you in mind, we light this lamp of clarity. May the glow of love, wisdom, shine within us, everyone, till we all rise forth born in one enlightened mandala. And so, sending out our good wishes to all beings throughout space, human and non-human, specifically today, we're dedicating our positivity to the Camachos, Gina, Andrew, Jose, Monica, Porfirio in the Bardo, Ed, Elizabeth, Alberto, Bobby and Melissa, Vince's cousin in hospice, Dominica Dansowitz, Brianna DeMar, Lucy, Clarissa, Sylvia, Rolando, Nathaniel, Emma, Noah, Penny, Leah, Avery, Kaiden, Lucas, Julia, Christian, and new baby boy, Padma, Elaine, James, Steve, all people affected by war, Maria, Louisa, and family, all suffering animals, Sangha, our teachers, Helen, Stephanie, Randy, Alexis, Emma, Kay, Donna, Monte, all beings in pain, Roberta, L, Mary and family, Maria Elena, Michelle Hunter, Wells Westlake, Stephanie Cleary, Annie P, Rosalie Hyde. And if you'd like to unmute, now we send our good wishes out into space for all beings, united with the sound ah. Ah is a big, open, generous sound. It's a sound of wisdom, compassion. So just sound ah, feeling your mind and the sound and your good wishes are all, and light is going out from you to everybody in the room, to everyone connected with us, and to throughout space. By the end of the ah, it's, to the far reaches of the cosmos, if you like to imagine that. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining us this Sunday. Thank you online for joining us. It's really nice to see you. So this is our first Sunday. First Sunday, we have a talk, a Dharma talk, like we had today, 10:30 to 11, preceded by Qigong at 9:30. Otherwise, on Sundays, it's 10, right? So we invite you back for that. And I think some of you are here for the first time. Is that right? Second?
Yeah.
I'll look at the second. What?
First Sunday teaching,
Okay.
but second time.
Well, welcome. Welcome back. That's wonderful. Come back again. And be well.
So for first Sunday, we offer lunch for those who are here. This coming Tuesday, we have the last class of our first and third Tuesday series. We'll be talking
Be a
about
good class.
absence of self, which is a big Buddhist concept, and a lot to say about that. We have 2 retreats coming up, one on the 14th and
13th.
what?
13th.
13th, and one on the 20th. The 13th is Being a Buddha and a Human Too. That's here and then online.
It's actually suitable for everyone. It's a foundation for the whole path, the 13th through 19th. If you're interested, let us know, and we'll ask you to tell us a little bit about yourself as a way to get to know you a bit. It's part of our Dzogchen Cycles program. But it is really a good start.
Then the 20th to the 25th, we have
It's the
the
19th to the 25th.
19th and to the 25th, we have the practice of the fierce and peaceful deities, which is a kind of important Dzogchen practice. And that would be for people who have been more involved with practice over time.
It's prayers, it's connecting with people who have died and also praying for your own dying. It's a particular ritual.
And at 12:45 today, we have our welcome event, which is basically an
Welcoming you.
welcoming to Dawn Mountain for people who are relatively new or freshly new. We talk a little bit about where we've been, who we are, what it's been like to be part of Dawn Mountain, and where we're going, and what's in the future. And so we would encourage both old and relatively new or brand new students to come.
If you're here, we encourage you to stay.
If you're here, please stay, but also come back online. It will be hybrid, and we see some faces that are new to me online, and we encourage you to come to our
Link for welcome today. Is this the same link, Emily? It's the same link. Just stay where you are.
at 12:45 Central Time.
Very glad that you're here.
And I think that covers it. Did we leave anything out? No, we're good. So lovely to see people. Lovely to see a
Glad to
couple
see you
of
back.
fresh faces.
Good to
And
see you online.
until 12:45, we will be enjoying some wonderful food.
Ratatouille, as I understand it.
Okay, look forward to seeing people at 12:45. All be well. Take care.